Los Angeles right now. And I wish we had literally days to spend up here to just shoot the amount of vacancies here in Los Angeles County and homeless. We're on our way to Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset, and we're going to dump off a bunch of the dog food, the hygiene products, clothes, water, take care of that on the way home. But there's another lease right there. We're passing multiple buildings for lease. Sid, what do you think about all the retail real estate for lease that we're seeing?
I mean, it's incredible. It's never ending. You know, you hit it right there that all these businesses, how are they paying for, the police force, the fire departments, the city employees, the trash guys? How are these people going to get paid? How are they going to hire people when you see more shutdowns,
Right. So, I mean, this is why we're seeing these huge deficits. And let's not forget that LA County got $25 billion to take care of their homeless crisis, and the money somehow has disappeared, and the homeless crisis continues to explode while we see more retailers and restaurants shutting down here in LA County. And Sid is correct. How are they going to continue to pay the firemen, pay the police, pay the county workers, the city workers, when the tax base is just disappearing with all these businesses that are just vanishing right before our very eyes? I mean, literally, we've been driving 15 minutes down Santa Monica Boulevard, and I've seen probably 70 vacancies. Enrique.
Yeah, so again, driving down this area and also walking around where all the retail shops are at, there's a lot of vacancies again. And that sales tax is no longer there. So how are they going to continue to pay all of these services without all the sales tax revenue? I'm pretty sure that they already have a certain budget every year where they have to have enough money come in from different businesses to be able to maintain everything. And now with inflation so expensive, everything is going up. So it's going to make it harder for the cities to be able to afford everything.
What do you think about, I'll ask you guys this, tourism now? Los Angeles, Tinseltown, was a glamorous city at one time. I mean, in the late 80s, the music that came out of LA was incredible, the movies. And really over the last maybe 10 years, it is just literally turned into a complete sewer. And I will tell you, the condition of the city, from what I've seen so far today, continues to decay. It doesn't look like it's improving. It looks like it's getting dirtier. They've stolen so much copper out of the streetlights. There's so many potholes. The roads are falling apart. The homeless are everywhere. Weeds are growing everywhere. Graffiti all over the city, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of the buildings, you see a lot of new buildings that have been built or updated, but you see a lot of buildings that are literally falling apart. Sid, it's been about 1.5 years since we've been out here. Is it getting better or is it getting worse?
Oh, it's getting much worse. And a lot of these big cities, they have humongous, large deficits that they get in these holes where they're paying out money, but nothing's coming in. So they get in these large deficits. Therefore, they have to raise taxes on everybody. And it's a never-ending circle where, as the economy gets worse and, the closures happen, where's the money? The money's going to dry up, and people will end up losing jobs eventually.
So they're losing jobs now, but as far as tourism, would you, like, if you were living in another state, would you want to come out here and bring your family to like Hollywood Boulevard? Would you want to come visit Santa Monica? Is this where you would like take your family for a vacation?
No,
now?
I would not, because of the way the appearance is. You see all these potholes. The traffic's bad.
How about the people we've seen today?
I mean, the people look broken. They look like there's a lot of mental illness out here. They don't look happy. They look sad. They look like, they got hit by a truck.
Yeah, I will say there's a lot of dangerous people walking around on the streets of LA. When you read what's happening, if you actually read the news and see what type of crimes are being that are taking place here in LA now. There is just some really, really insane people out here, and there are some really violent people out here.
You got to keep your head on the swivel.
You have to, even if you're at the beach, you're at Santa Monica, you're at Venice. There has been some really violent things taking place. You got to keep your head on a swivel. We were talking earlier. I've watched some of the people that come down here sometimes and do videos, and they say, well, they bring security. I say this to all my people: don't rely on somebody else to be your security. You need to be your own security. Exactly. It's great. I bring Sid as part of my security, but I'm also my own security too. I carry my own tools. Sid carries his own tools. We're licensed to do that. But if something happened to me, Sid's got my back. If something happened to Sid, I got his back. So, if these people that, say they're walking the walk, but yet they have to hire security, what happens if something happens to your security? What happens then? You cannot take care of yourself. You got to be walking the walk. People got to stop being posers. People got to start walking the walk. Everybody should be working on their skills and training tactics. And don't take this stuff lightly, ladies and gentlemen. We were just talking. If we were driving home right now, and let's just say the grid went down, or there was a major earthquake in LA County, you're not getting out of here. You are not getting out of here. Look at this. I mean, we are just jammed. We couldn't even get on the 10 because the 10, we were alerted not to get on the 10. It's so bad. Coming down Santa Monica Boulevard, and it is just bumper to bumper to bumper. Could you imagine if there was ever an event that took place, a grid down, a major earthquake? How in the world do you escape Los Angeles? This guy right here, he'd be a total victim. He wouldn't stand a chance. But we would hope that since we have food in the car, water in the car, we have the tools in the car, that at least we have a chance. There's no guarantee. But, make sure that you have the essential things in your car, maybe some extra water, a little bit of food, and most of all, you have security in your car. Don't rely on somebody else to be your security. Be your own security. And hang around, with people who are like-minded, who also believe in their security, because together we're a stronger force than just being one person. So, Enrique, is this a place you'd bring your family to vacation?
Oh, no, not at all. When we're walking around the shops, there's a lot of shady people. Even when we're at the beach, and we were doing some surveying to see where we're going to film, and you're taking out this camera equipment. It's very dangerous. You could see that there's a lot of tension, and then there's people that they get close to you, and as soon as you start staring them down, then they know that you are aware of them, and they step away. But if you are not aware of what your surroundings, if you're stuck on your phone, or you're stuck on some headphones with noise cancellation, you could be a real victim. So I do not recommend for people out here to be unaware when they're walking around.
That's a great point. Sid was even telling us when we were filming with Jack Morgan on the beach, some of the people that were walking around behind us. And that's why, it's nice to have, people like Sid and Enrique. Enrique really tuned up his boxing, which is good. And he'll be working out at the range in the next couple of weeks, which is also very, very good. So he's well-rounded. But yeah, there's some very interesting people out here. But
lots of 5150s.
Yeah, lots of 5150s. You made a great point, not being on your phone. Sid, I saw a lot of women walking around. I see this all the time. Young women walking around with their heads down on the phone. And these are always the victims of the knockout game. These are always victims of some kind of crime, purse being snatched.
They come out on the news. We see them on the news all the time.
I mean, bad thing to be doing, right?
Exactly.
For anybody.
And then, that gets caught on videotape somehow, some way, and next thing you know, they're in the hospital.
Yeah,
they got a large bill, and you have a suspect on the loose now. So be attentive to your surroundings. Keep your head on a swivel. You just don't know who's out there, what demonic type people are out there, what 5150 people are out there. You just don't know. You got to be your own security at all times, your own police.
So anybody that is telling you that, there's no recession, the economy's fine. We've been in a recession for quite a while. And as I've said in many, many times, we are in the beginning stages of a major depression. If we are not in a recession, I will ask this to everybody in the car. If we're not in a recession right now, I would hate to see what a recession looks like, because I've never seen so many stores that have closed shop and they're not coming back. There was nobody carrying packages in Santa Monica. There was nobody in the stores. And the vacancy rate is 40%. And this is some of the primest real estate in Southern California. If we're not in a recession, what are we in, Enrique?
Yeah, so it looks like we're in some sort of form of a recession. The government hasn't declared it, but
Does that mean because the government hasn't declared it that we're not in it?
well, that's the thing, that just because the government doesn't declare it doesn't mean that we are not in the recession. You can look around, look at all your family members, look at the businesses. I deal with a lot of people on a daily basis, and I can see what a recession looks like. The definition of a recession, people are not spending that much money. Everybody I talk to, they're scaling back their operations. People that said that they would go out to eat all the time, they're scaling that back. Everybody's doing that across the board, even people with money.
Yeah, you got a guy out here, mental illness. He's dancing. He's talking to himself. This is exactly what Sid and Enrique are talking about. So, standing right in front of a Starbucks. You want to go into that Starbucks with your family today? I mean, first of all, I don't advise you go into a Starbucks, period.
Exactly. He can pull a knife on you and, attack you. You don't know what kind of mental state he's in. And next thing you know, you got the police down here and there's an officer involved shooting. You just don't know.
Yeah. So, how do the businesses, this is another thing too. The inflation, the economy's horrible. Then on top of it, you have all these homeless people walking around, mental illness. You got a lot of criminals walking around. They're hanging out in front of your businesses. How in the world do you survive when you have all this against? Yeah, exactly. And make money when all this is going against you, Sid.
Oh, I mean, the odds are, slim to none because, the current state of affairs here where you just see the absolute devastation. This is just the criminality, what's happening in all this area. I mean, who is robbing all the money? Who's taking all this money?
Where's the money gone?
Exactly.
Because it ain't going in the city.
The criminals are putting it in their pockets, man.
Yeah. The criminals at the top of the building, the ivory towers, the politicians. It's certainly not going into the infrastructure of LA. It's not going to the people. It's not going to the small business owners. And, Jack Morgan made a point that, all the big corporate, big boys are going to be here, but all the small businesses, the family businesses, they're going to be gone. They're gone. They're vanishing every day, and it's really, really sad. And it's almost like, like every city you go to begins to look the same. Costco, Walmart, Burger King, McDonald's, and a Starbucks. All these cities now look the same. It's all big corporate restaurants and stores.
It smells like urine everywhere you go.
Yeah, look at this. There's just trash everywhere. I know the camera, we can't pick it all up on the camera, but we're going to be cutting through Hollywood, and we'll take a look at what's going on there. But I mean, it's
Hollyweird.
It's just unbelievable the economic devastation that is taking place in LA, and just how dirty this beautiful city once was. There's somebody passed out over the stoplight over there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's just people passed out like zombies all over the city. You have to literally walk over some of these people on the sidewalk to get by. You don't know if some of these people are even alive.
Yeah, who even knows if this guy's even alive?
This guy
It looks like he's collapsed of heat stroke or something.
So it's to be continued.
This is a freaking cesspool, man. It's just devastation after devastation here.
So we just left Hollywood. We've been on the freeway about 35 minutes, and we're probably averaging about 10 miles per hour. Sid, have you ever seen the traffic this bad?
Many times. It's just getting worse. It's just the everyday life out here in Los Angeles, California.
It does seem to just get worse and worse every time you come out. It's like it's always bad, but it's just getting worse. I don't know I don't know how people do this every day. These people that go to work, now they're on their way home. How do they do this every day? I would just be out of my mind. Enrique, any comments? Please speak up about the traffic.
So the traffic over here in Los Angeles, it used to be really bad when you would come into the city, but if you had to leave the city, usually the traffic wasn't that bad. But now it seems like it's just everywhere, especially after 2020. Traffic has just picked up overall. I think there's just a lot more people on the roads. And so that's causing Monday through Friday, even Monday through Sunday, doesn't matter what time of day,
Right.
even at night, you'll run into a bunch of traffic here.
Look at this traffic. So we have look at this guy. That is a death wish right there. That's amazing. These guys blowing through the lanes like this on their motorcycles. It's unbelievable. Man, they're taking their life in their own hands. But here's another one. Big Harley cutting through traffic like that. Wow, these guys have a death wish. But yeah, it's unbelievable. We have literally cut through as many side streets through LA as we could. We tried to give away as much food and supplies as we could on the way. But Sid's got to get to work and we got to get back. And I mean, we've literally been on the road for hours just trying to get home. And this is just an ordinary day in LA. Every day, millions of people on the roads here. It's just it's absolutely insanity. This would put you in a mental institution if you had to do this every day. I don't know how people do this. Comment down below. How long would you be able to put up with this type of traffic? Do you have to ever deal with this type of traffic? This is some of the worst traffic in the United States of America. But think about how many people are just like so short-fused right now. Their finances are in shambles and they're driving home from work tonight and it might be a 2 or 3 hour drive to get to their home. A lot of these people live like out in Victorville. They live in very far areas and it literally will take them 3 hours to get home, and then they'll have to be up at 4:30 in the morning, get ready, hit the road again and come right back out here. It's unbelievable. New Lexus. What do you think about that Lexus? Pretty cool.
I don't like the body style.
You know?
No. It's starting to look like a Tesla.
What's wrong with the Tesla?